Hello everyone, welcome back to Marvel Champions, and we are up to Scenario 2 of the Mutant Genesis expansion, which is called Project Wideawake. Senator Kelly has got a hate boner for all mutants after Sabretooth and all the Brotherhood of Mutants tried to assassinate him, and has activated the Sentinel program, and that's what this scenario specifically deals with. There is so much setup prior to beginning here, although it looks like a lot, it doesn't seem that complicated, thankfully. So we'll look at that in a second. And I think Colossus is really going to struggle against the Sentinels because obviously I was putting together a deck, the encounter deck. It's a lot of minions, which means a lot of Sentinels are going to appear, and he's not really built for dealing with that, as we found when I went up against Ultron with the constant creation of drones, etc. So I really think I'm going to get stomped today, but that's okay, we're still going to give it a try. So there is one main Sentinel that is kind of like the key villain, and he is one way to win if we defeat him through both his phases. He has 16 health in Form 1, he starts with Toughness, so he will have, I'll just put it over here for now, a Toughness status card, Scheme 2, Attack 2. When revealed, the first player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Abduction Protocols and puts it into play. I've already done that, that's one of these four. So there's his Tough as well, so he is now set up and good to go. The main mission is called Night of the Sentinels. I'm using all the suggested packs, so the Sentinel cards, the basic cards, or specifically Project Wideawake, also Zero Tolerance, and then the Standard, and Sentinels as the one modular. There's a bunch of captives that you set aside. I've got those to one side, and we can flip over to Night of the Sentinels. Starts with 1 threat per player, gains 1 threat per player at the end of each turn. Operation Zero Tolerance and gains permanent. So even if I clear Operation Zero Tolerance, we'll talk about that in a second, it doesn't go away, it just stays. Forced response, after a threat is placed here, if there is at least 5 threat per player here, so it'll be 5 because I'm playing true solo, the first player places the top card of their deck face down under Operation Zero Tolerance, then remove 5 threat from this scheme. So we keep losing our cards, is what happens if we let threat build up here. So, Operation Zero Tolerance is after an enemy attacks and defeats an ally, place it under this card. And if at any point there is X number of face down allies under this card, you lose. And X is 3 more than the number of players. So, we're playing true solo. 4 allies underneath that, we instantly lose. Abduction Protocols, that we just covered coming into play, starts with 2, but it's got Hinder 2, so it's actually 4. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme takes 1 random set-aside captive ally and puts it into play under their control. And you can't take threat off the main scheme while it's active. Then we have Mutants at the Mall, and it is, when defeated, the first player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Sentinel, puts it into play against them, flip this card, and you get Jubilee. And if you just ignore this, you don't get Jubilee, and, as I say, Acceleration token, so that's going to build that up faster. So, there's a lot of pots cooking here, which is also not what Colossus is built for dealing with, really. Hence me saying this will probably be a stomping, but I am really curious how all this kind of functions. This seems like a really cool, thought-out scenario of the Sentinels just rampaging across the city, just taking like all mutants it finds, or they find rather, captive. So it's interesting. And in total, I have shuffled them already, so I don't want to look at them, but in total there is, besides Jubilee, 4 other set mutant captives we can rescue. We've just got to make sure that no ally dies via damage, because that gets them captured. And again, as a brief reminder, playing as Colossus, 14 health, starting on that side, of course. We'll be getting an Organic Steel into hand after looking at our initial hand, and using a slightly customized version of his protection deck, which, as I've said multiple times already, 1, is not built for having multiple minions facing you, and 2, he does not do well with threat, so that will also be a bit of a problem. Anyway, we'll get set up, get my initial hand after this quick word from my channel sponsor.
This video is sponsored by Noble Knight Games. Check out the video description below for an affiliate link that will take you through to their store, and it will help me out as well. Thanks.
So a quick shuffle later, let's draw our initial hand of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have ourselves a Counter Punch, pinned down, good for dealing with mutants. We got an Organic Steel, so I'm not sure we're actually allowed to look for the other one. I'll have to read the wording. Steel Fist is good, Bait and Switch, and Shadowcat. Let's see, we're going to get rid of Counter Punch. We're going to get rid of Bait and Switch. Do I keep Shadowcat? I'm not going to have the means to use her, so actually I'm going to say goodbye to her as well. So we're drawing 3 more. I'm hoping for a double energy. That still helps, I guess. Made of Rage, good, we could actually come out swinging. And then finally, Perseverance. It's okay, okay. So if I have an Organic Steel in hand, let's see. Setup. Search your deck for a copy of Organic Steel and add it to your hand. I do think I still get the other copy, actually, with the way that's worded. So this is going to be my starting hand, plus one more of this, which I'm just going to have to hold on to. Which actually isn't necessarily a good thing, given how small his hand size is on Hero's side. Alright, let's begin trying to work out how we're going to crack open this egg. We have a lot of stuff in hand, but as I say, his hero side hand size is so small that it's going to make it hard to deal with. I'm going to use the Power of Protection and also the Pin Down to cover the cost of 2. It's only worth 1 when you're not spending it on a protection card, but it is worth 1. And with that, we're going to put down one of the Organic Steels. So we'll just have one of those in play at the very least, and that gets 2 counters. Then, is there anything else I want to do before we flip up? I think my goal, Made of Rage doesn't really work here because the Sentinel has that tough. That's the awkward part. That's the part I'm struggling with. What I could do is equip Perseverance and then I get my 2 tough for free, a second one up for free, but without having to use Organic Steel. But then, that means I can't use Steel Fist, and I kind of want to use Steel Fist. Yeah, okay, we're going to do it this way. We are going to flip up. We gain a tough status card for flipping to hero form. We are going to do a basic attack to remove the Sentinel's tough. And then I'm going to get rid of Made of Rage and Perseverance to pay for Steel Fist. And I am going to use up my tough, but then I'm just going to tap Organic Steel for 1 to bring it back, so I won't bother moving it. So we're doing 5 damage and stunning and confusing this Sentinel, because I feel like doing that is probably a good idea nice and early, because Colossus himself is going to be rubbish at getting rid of that threat. I need to get allies out to do that. That means oh yeah, 5 damage, of course. Put him down to 11. Not a bad initial attack. I have the other Organic Steel in hand. I'm not getting rid of that. So that's my turn, and that means I'm drawing just 3. Armor up. I wish I could afford to get you out. Give me a double of anything. Well, we can probably get Emma Frost out then, although that would cost me Organic Steel. I'm going to have to think about that. But let's see how bad this is when the enemy gets to do things. So, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot 1 threat on the main scheme to start with. Now it gains 2, so actually I'll just put a 3 there then. And it does things when it gets to 5. So that's what we need to be aware of. He tries to attack me. He cannot because he is stunned, so nothing happens there. And then we just go straight through to encounter a card, I believe. There's nothing else to be done. Yep, okay, let's see what waits for us. Mutant detected. Well, that's true. When revealed, choose 1. Place the top card of your deck face down under Operation Zero Tolerance, or the villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you, even if you're in alter ego form. There's no escaping a Sentinel. Okay, so let's think about that then. If I let him attack me, my tough will absorb it, and then I can put my tough back on and get rid of that. Or I could take a gamble on losing whatever my top card is. I think I'm going to let him attack me. So he's attacking for 2 plus asterisk. Attach this card to the villain. Oh, I shouldn't have done it. Attach this to the villain. The villain gets plus 8 hit points, but you can spend triple energy to get rid of it. Okay, well, I'll put the 8 ablative health here rather than applying it to his health in case I decide to get rid of the upgrade rather than damaging him. So I'll do it that way. And yeah, he attacks me, tough absorbs it, and then I'll use this. It would have re-readied when I ended my turn to just reapply that tough there. Alright, that's a little rough. I should probably try and get rid of that adaptive armor. And as much as I would like to get rid of that armor, I can't. I literally don't have 3 energy in hand. So, and I don't have any wild cards. I have 2. The best I could have done was 2. So I can't get rid of the adaptive armor right now. And I wish I could get Rock Slide out, but he's not actually that great at thwarting, and I need people for thwarting, so Emma Frost is the bet. I still don't know, because on her card, we have seen her before, but just in case you didn't see when I was testing out this deck, she does have the response, after White Queen enters play, discard a status card from a character. I don't know if that's optional or not, because I don't want to get rid of my tough, and I don't want to get rid of his confused. So, I'm going to count it as optional, because it doesn't say forced response, it just says response, so I presume that's correct. But we're going to get Emma Frost out on the table to help us out a little bit, sadly costing me the rest of my hand to do so, which is very rough. But she is designed for helping getting rid of thwart. So she's going to thwart, take 1 consequential damage. She thwarts for 2. She's going to do that on mutants at the mall, leaving it on 2 remaining. And it's not a great move, but Colossus is going to thwart for 1 and put that on 1 left. Then I'm going to flip down, and when I flip down, I'm allowed to, see, I'm remembering this time, I'm remembering Aspiring Artist. I am allowed to put one of Colossus's cards back in my deck, but which one do you do? It's got to be an Organic Steel, because there's only 2 and they're both gone. So I will shuffle this in, and then that is basically my turn. And we've got a free turn essentially for being on Alter Ego form because he's confused. So my hope is then I can just flip back up to hero form, get another tough, get Jubilee by solving mutants at the mall, and then kind of hopefully cascade from there. Whether or not that's the case, you know, I just realised, I'm pretty sure that only means you can't take threat off the main scheme. I think you're still allowed to go after side schemes, but I'm going to go double check because I've just made myself paranoid about that, and then we'll handle the villain's turn. Yep, that was correct, thankfully. So, you're allowed to take them off side schemes, you just can't take it off main scheme. Anyway, drawing my hand, first of all, and we're on the other side, so it's 6. Nightcrawler, Made of Rage, Power Protection, that's good. Double Energy, where were you earlier? And we have Iron Will for more thwart, that's actually good. And then finally the X-Jet, which is also potentially really good if we can afford to get it in hand. So, it's 2 on the main scheme, which means it procs. So all the threat on it goes away. And then the top card of your deck is placed face down under Operation Zero. Am I now allowed to look? I'm going to look at what it was. You know, that's not so bad. Okay. That doesn't count as an ally being trapped by Operation Zero Tolerance. Although, what if it was an ally? Well, you put it face down, so it doesn't matter. You're not supposed to know, I think. Okay, so that did that. Then he schemes, but he's confused, so he doesn't actually scheme. And then encounter card. Oh, it's a Sentinel Mark 6, sorry, I know Roman numerals. He's got quick strike, so that means he attacks as he comes out, and he's hitting for 2. Or, well, he would scheme, right? I'll let him scheme for 2. That's quote unquote fine. He's got 6 health. Oh no. So this is one of those crossroad type moments where there's 2 distinctive ways I can take things. I can get the X-Jet out and then have a permanent, once per turn, just a free resource to use, since we have the X-Men trait, at least on our hero side. Or, I can use up the X-Jet and the double energy to get rid of that Ablade of Health. And that's a chunky amount of Ablade of Health. Even once doing that, I can still actually take out the Sentinel Mark 6 as well. And get Nightcrawler out. I think I've talked myself into doing it that way, so that means no X-Jet, unfortunately. So, there's the 3 energy to get rid of that Ablade of Armor. I'm pretty sure there's not only one of these in the encounter deck, so that's potentially going to be annoying later. But for now, just down to the Mach 6. Next, let's go with Made of Rage and Power Protection. We're paying for Nightcrawler, so this card is worth 2. And that means we can get him on the field. And his special thing is when an X-Men character would take any amount of damage from an enemy attack, you can spend an energy resource, return him to your hand, and it prevents all that damage. So that would also negate the getting captured as well, which is potentially pretty good. That means I just have Iron Will in hand, and I think I'm going to keep that in hand. So, how are we doing this? Wait, no, I spent the wrong card. Hang on a second. I need Made of Rage. No. Okay, I'm swapping. That was part of what I spent. I need Made of Rage. It's a free cost. Yes, sorry. Let's undo that very slightly, because I need that to kill the Sentinel. We will flip up. I will not bother giving myself a tough status card, the other one I mean, because I'm immediately using Made of Rage. But we also gain Overkill, which means I'm hitting for 8, so 2 damage still goes through against the actual villain Sentinel, putting him down to 9, which I think is worth it. So I should have got my other tough, but I spent it immediately, so that's why I didn't put it on. So you're tapped. They both do 2 thwart, so if I do get Jubilee, that's technically a bit of a waste. That's fine though. So Emma, she will clear out mutants at the mall, and that gives me Jubilee. Ta-da! She's only got 3 health, victory -1, whatever that is for campaign play. The first player controls Jubilee. She does not count towards your ally limit. Action, exhaust Jubilee and spend an energy resource to deal 2 damage to the enemy. So she's in the lineup. Nightcrawler will also thwart for 2. I deliberately filled his deck with allies who are pretty decent at thwarting, since that's clearly what he's lacking in. And he'll take 2 off of this to get towards getting rid of abduction protocols. And that's it. That's my turn. Yeah, that's my turn. So ready all this up. We're on hero side. My hand is empty, so we're drawing 4. 1. Oh, that could potentially be good. 2, 3, 4. Well, I ain't getting all that out onto the field. That's a lot of stuff that needs resources I don't have. So, it's only 1 threat on the main scheme now. I have to lean across here. There we go. He is attacking for 2 plus nothing. I didn't declare if I was blocking or not, but I'm not because I have tough. So, tough takes the hit, and then encounter card. It's a Sentinel Mark 5. Mark 5. Oh, 3 attack. When revealed, if targeted for elimination is attached to your identity, it is not. Otherwise, search the encounter deck and discard power for targeted for elimination and attach and reveal it. Okie dokie. Targeted for elimination. Let's find this. Where is it? Targeted for elimination. There's one. I'll shuffle this in a second. Attached to your identity, if a copy of target to elimination is not attached to you, otherwise this card gains surge. When you are engaged with a Sentinel minion, you cannot change from hero form to alter ego form. Oh. Action, exhaust your identity to discard this card. Does it also go away if I kill him? Just out of curiosity, is that how that works? No, I don't think it is. I think I have to get rid of it. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it looks like I can't transform to alter ego form, but I can take out that Sentinel. I'm going to use... but that means I can't use anything else, but... What else can I do? Yep, we'll just spend these, Polaris and Pietor's Studio, in order to do Steel Fist. Not spending a tough, because obviously I don't have a tough. Still does flat 5 damage though, just doesn't do the stun and confuse. So that is enough to get rid of the Mark 5. Get out of there, but this does stay attached to me. And that doesn't count as an attack though, so I will exhaust my identity to get rid of this. Thank you very much. I have this in hand, but I can't use it, so it's going to stay in hand. And then, do I want Emma Frost to have more health? Nightcrawler's only got 2 max health, which is a bit rough, and I don't want them to take hits for me. So Nightcrawler will get rid of himself by thwarting for 2 and get rid of abduction protocols. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme takes 1 random set-aside captive and puts it into play. I'll just take the top. I shuffled these earlier. We found Wolfsbane. 1 thwart, 2 attack. Wolfsbane's attack scheme piercing and 3 health. Well, you can take the slot that Nightcrawler just used up. And they do count towards your ally limit. Yeah, doesn't say they don't. So, okay, good to know. That means I'm currently at capacity then. Actually, no, because Jubilee doesn't. So we have one space. Then, I presume I'm allowed to do something with Wolfsbane this turn then, right? Probably. I presume so. I'm going to attack the Sentinel for 2 damage. Put it down to 7. And Emma Frost, I'm doing nothing with. Yeah, Emma Frost I'm doing nothing with because I'm going to try and boost her health next turn. Did I do anything with Jubilee? I didn't do anything with Jubilee. She will thwart for 1 and get this down to 2. So they stop stealing my cards. So at the end of my turn, do I flip down? Yeah, I'm going to flip down. So flipping down, I get to shuffle one of my cards back into the deck. Let's go for... I want Maid of Rage. It's such good damage. So I'll shuffle Maid of Rage back in, and then my turn officially ends at that point, so we'll be drawing 5, because I still have Protective Training in hand. There's still 2 double energy cards in here, so I'm hoping we get at least 1. So drawing 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you know, that we can actually still work with this to get back up to 2 tough on our turn, so that's not so bad. So, ended my turn there, everybody's readied up. 1 threat on the main scheme, puts it back up to 3, but it's going to go higher in a second, because he's scheming for 2 plus. That's 3 plus exhaust your identity. Okay. So 3 puts it above 5, so there goes the top card of my deck for the record. Oh, that's quite a bad one to get stolen. Fine. There we go. And encounter card. Energy Barrier. Attached to a Sentinel minion without Energy Barrier. Don't have one. Otherwise, this card gains Surge. There's no minions. Learning AI. Attached to the villain. The villain gains Retaliate 1 unless you spend 3 science to get rid of it, and he's Scheme +1 now. He's learning. Alright, so let's spend Bait and Switch to give Emma Frost +3 hit points, so she's got 6 health points now. It's going to have to be below her here, but I'll have it on her card so I'll remember. Then we're going to flip up, even though we are tapped. We gain a tough, but I'll immediately spend Bulletproof Protector. I will discard the tough to give myself 2 tough. As weird as that sounds, that's how that card works. But only on Colossus, because he's the only one that has the capacity for 2 tough. Then that's all I can do, really. I just want to take some hits. So we'll have Wolfsbane attack for 2. Oh, wait. If I do that, she gets taken out, so she gets captured because of Retaliate. Nope. Can't do that. That's annoying. I guess she'll do nothing until I can get rid of that. Emma will thwart for 2. This can't go away because of this, but I can at least bring it down. I'm not sure if that makes a difference to anything or not, but sure. Then from my hand, I'm going to discard Armor Up to try and make room for getting 2 more signs so I can get rid of this. Because unfortunately I don't have the means. So that means, is that meaning Wolfsbane and Jubilee would be doing nothing? But if I attack, Jubilee wouldn't die from the attack, but is it worth it for 1? To take 2 damage, I mean, in total. 1 from Consequential, 1 from Retaliate. Doesn't seem worth it to me. No, I'm going to wait. So let's ready up. I've got 2 cards in hand, so I'm drawing 2. Genius card. Maid of Rage. Good. I want that. Okay, that's good. So it's just 1 on the main threat. He is attacking. I will simply take the hit. And it is hitting me for a total of just 3. Tough card absorbs it. Encounter card. When revealed, discard each status card from the villain, give the villain a tough status card, and heal 5 damage. Ugh. Okie dokie, so he's back up to 12, that's rough. Self-repairing so-and-so. Oh yeah, when I lost that... Can I use this? No, that's discard a tough. Okay, I was just checking if I could use the other Bulletproof Protector on that damage, but no. Alright, as we begin this turn, let's be getting rid of Learning AI. For a whole host of reasons, that's terrible. So, yeah, let's get rid of that. So no more Retaliate. And then we're going to do the exact same thing again, discard a tough to gain 2 tough. Like that. And, yeah, I don't like that he healed so much, so let's hit him really, really hard. So we're going to hit him for discarding a tough status card. We're hitting him for 8. Take that. Which puts him down to 4. In Form 1, that is. So he's down to 4. Then Wolfsbane will hit him for 2, and he doesn't have Retaliate, so she doesn't get killed by him. So that's 2, putting him down to 2. And then, yeah, we'll have Emma and Jubilee both do 1 damage each. So Emma's got 2 health left, Jubilee has 2 health left, and that takes Sentinel to Phase 2. In Phase 2, he has Steady and Tough, so he's not going to be getting status effects unless you have 2 of them, I think. That's the difference between Steady and Steadfast. He gets Tough. When revealed, the first player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Abduction Protocol's side scheme, reveals it, deal each player an encounter card. And how much health is it? 18. 18 health, okay. So I've got to look for... You know, I forgot to discard the Abduction Protocol that was in play after I cleared it. It's been sitting there the whole time. I need to look for a second copy, though. Although I guess technically I could have looked there, but I presume there's a second copy in here somewhere. Yes, there is. So, find Abduction Protocols. It gets 4 in total because it has Hinder 2. as in you add on an additional 2 on top of 2 per player. And then what else was I supposed to do? Deal a face down encounter card, but I'm going to have to shuffle these first. There we go. And that was my turn anyway, so ready up, ready up, ready up. We're just drawing 4. My deck is running out. Oh, there you are, Professor X. I was wondering indeed. Alrighty, and then 1 on the main scheme. He is attacking for 3, 4. Tough absorbs it. And then encounter card. Ah, we're in hero form, so the villain is attacking me. I think Wolfsbane is going to take the hit for me. Yeah, Wolfsbane is going to defend, which means she gets captured, or they. I don't know if it's a she. So that is the first capture on Operation Zero Tolerance. If 3 more get caught, that's a lose condition, but that's still a lot of room to breathe. Alright, Professor X is the key here, I feel. I'm going to attack with Colossus to get rid of that tough. Then we're going to spend my entire hand to be able to afford Professor X. And Patrick Stewart ain't cheap. And he gets to do a whole bunch of stuff. So after Professor X enters play, you get to choose what to do. I'm going to ready an X-Men character, so Colossus can still do something else. Professor X is going to thwart for 3 on abduction protocols. And then Jubilee is going to thwart for the other 1. And that means this goes away and I get to have another captive X-Men person join me, and it's going to be Cannonball. Good for attacking. Cannonball takes -1 consequential damage after he attacks and defeats a minion. Oh, a minion specifically. Okay, I'll put him down here for now, but Professor X goes away at the end of the turn anyway, so that's fine. So they're both done, and then we have these 2. Let's have Emma thwart to keep the main scheme at 0. So that's 4/5. She has 1 health left with the boost given by that. And Colossus is going to attack for 2. Puts him down to 16. Oh yeah, I guess I could do something with Cannonball this turn. Yeah, I'll make him attack for 2. He gets the consequential damage because I'm hitting the villain. So that's 1 consequential damage for 2. Putting the Sentinel down to 14. And that is my turn. Do I want to flip down? I do want to flip down. So we're going to flip down. Ready, everyone, up. End of the turn, Professor goes... Oh, sorry, it's at the end of the round. So I could have defended with him, but that would have got him caught. And I'm going to put Maid of Rage in my draw pile, because my draw pile is so small, there's an exceptionally high chance of drawing it. There's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Oh, I'm going to empty my hand, actually. And you know what? I totally forgot to give myself an encounter card when the Sentinel 2 came out, so I will give myself 2 encounter cards. Well, let's just put this here right now, so remember. It wouldn't have been that card because I've moved cards since then, but I'll have to do just to remind myself. And we're actually going to get 3 because I'm about to empty my deck. That's going to be real bad. Okay, yeah, why am I shuffling? If I have 6 cards, I'm drawing 6. Let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh! Oh, I'm glad I double checked. I counted 6. Okay, well that means we're not getting 3 encounter cards this turn, but we're going to have 2 turns of 2 encounter cards, so there is that. Yeah, and I didn't get the Maid of Rage, which is a little unfortunate, but oh well. So, 1 threat, main scheme, Sentinel schemes for 2+. That's a scheme for 4, which takes it to 5. He did it. He took my last card, which was, for the record, the Maid of Rage. Oh, that's rough. That's not very nice. So I guess that means because I have to shuffle the deck now, I do get the encounter card now. Oh, this is where it turns. Okay, well, let me just quickly shuffle my deck. But that's him done, so it just comes to, yeah, it's going to be the 3 encounter cards. I guess I might as well make Professor X take the hit from one of them, assuming we get one that forces an attack, I mean. But this is still going to be not great, because Professor X goes away at the end of the round anyway. So, we do them in order, but there's 3 encounter cards. Why would the Juggernaut be helping the Sentinels? It makes no sense. Hello, Juggernaut. I'll shuffle these in off camera in a second and sort all this. He starts with tough as well. Second encounter card is a Mark 5 Sentinel, which means I also need to go looking for that targeted for elimination. And the third one is a Mark 4, which has guard and patrol, so I can't attack the main target while this is alive. And besides that, it's basically normal. Okay, this is where we lose, most likely. Okay, I think I've set up everything. So we have target for elimination, which means we can't switch down to Alter Ego form, but I was in Alter Ego form. So I think that's fine. It's just that once I flip up, I can't flip back down. Oh boy. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. I'm going to flip up. So we get a tough status card for flipping up. I'm also going to spend Counter Punch to do Perseverance. We've changed form, which gives us a tough status card, so that means we're at our cap of 2. Then, what do we do? I could give myself +1 attack, but I could also just attack for 5 to help remove a problem. Yeah, I'm going to have to remove a problem. So strength being spent on Steel Fist, and we don't need to spend the tough to do Stun and Confuse because I'm taking out the Mark 5 Sentinel. Let's get rid of that. Or maybe I should hit Juggernaut. Hit him for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you know what? I've changed my mind. We can take out Juggernaut. So I'm hitting Juggernaut for 5. He has 3 health left. I hit him for 2 with Cannonball, who I can move into camera view now. Put consequential damage on him, and then Jubilee takes him out. Because she's dying to consequential damage, she does not go back to prison, and Juggernaut gets out of there. I don't know which pile I put her in though, because the back of her card looks like that. Maybe she just gets discarded? I don't know. I guess I'll just put it in my discard pile because she is part of my current deck. I'm not sure if that's how that works. I'm also going to give Cannonball +3 hit points to keep him in the fight. Speaking of keeping in the fight, Emma's only got 1 health left. So what's she going down swinging against? She's going to take 2 threat off of Rampaging Juggernaut. Oh, you know what? I forgot he had tough. He should have had tough. I didn't have any toughs for him to steal, just to be clear, at the time that he came out. So I'll have to say that Emma took away his tough then. So this is still technically out. Yeah, forgot about that. My bad. So this is still out. So everything is getting +1 boost. That's okay. This should have got discarded there as well when Emma went away. So we have Cannonball with a boost and just myself, and I can't turn back into Alter Ego form. And I haven't done anything yet, because Made of Rage is the one that needs a basic attack. So I will attack, hang on, I need to double check. I always get Steel Fist and Made of Rage attack. Yeah, Steel Fist is the one that is not your basic attack, which means I can still hit for 2. I will hit the Sentinel there for 2. Since I can't hit the main target while he's alive. And that's my turn. We're drawing 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I could get Rock Slide out. That would actually be pretty good. This is going to be nasty though. This is going to be nasty. So, end of turn. 1 on main scheme. The Sentinel is attacking. I will take the hit for 3, 5. Tough absorbs it. I don't want to do this. Do I get to choose the order in which the minions attack? Okay, the Sentinel Mark, I'll just do it in order. Sentinel Mark 4 is attacking. I will also take that hit, and I will play Counter Punch for free, so I hit him back for 2 damage, which takes him out. But now I'm out of toughs, which is tough luck. Then the Sentinel Mark 5 is attacking for 3 damage, and I'm just taking that. So that's me down to 11, because Colossus starts with 14. And then an encounter card. Oh, he actually would have been... The Sentinel would have been +1, sorry, from Rampaging, but it's fine because the Tough absorbed it. Oh, it's a Mark 6 with Quick Strike. Lovely. So he's attacking for 2. I will take the hit and go down to 9. So we are in a terrible situation here because Colossus only hits for 2 damage and Cannonball only hits for 2 damage. If one of them could do 1 more damage, could have killed him with Cannonball, which would not consequential damage him. He's still going to be able to stay in regardless because I gave him 3 hit points. But I also can't do anything from my hand because I used Counter Punch. But I did need to use the Counter Punch, so I'm not going to change that. And you know what? I have to go look at that text message, which means I have more time to think about what I want to do. But there's only so much you can do when these are the 3 cards in your hand. Well, I had a little think while I was replying to some text messages, and I found an unorthodox solution, I feel, and it's to try and rush down the main Sentinel villain, because they have so much health, and there's going to be more. There absolutely is going to be more. They're doing an insane amount of damage though, which is really scary, but I just feel like I'm going to get killed slowly via try and kill him fast and maybe die fast in the process. So that's what I'm going to try. That is my chosen strat. So in total we're going to hit the Sentinel for 4. That's going to put him on 3 consequential, but he has plus 3 health, so he does not go away. That's 4 damage, putting the Sentinel on 10. If I can find a little bit of bonus damage from somewhere, next turn, it might be possible. But with what's in my hand, I'm going to get rid of bait and switch. I'm going to discard that, and then I can't flip down, so I'm ending my turn there. And that's as long as I live through this turn, but I mean, I can't flip down, so yeah. Cannonball's probably going to have to take one of the hits for me and get captured. The X-Jet, that's not good enough. Iron Will, that's not good enough. Does mean I can get Rock Slide out, though. Oh, wait, I can get Rock Slide out. That's still not going to be enough by himself, though. Definitely not. But either way, so 1 threat on the main scheme puts it at 3. Sentinel is attacking for 4. I have to just take the hit. Sorry, for 3 plus. Yeah, for 4, as it turns out, so I was correct. And then that puts us down to 5. And then he's hitting for 2, he's hitting for 3. Cannonball will take the 2 because he lives, and I take the 3 because I also live. I still don't think I can find a way to do 10 damage in 1 turn, plus we still have the encounter card to worry about. Let's see, encounter card. Energy Barrier. Attached to the Sentinel minion without Energy Barrier. Like, okay. So what does it do? It just gives plus 2 attack. So that Sentinel's now hitting for 4. So yeah, I have to find a way to end it on this turn or we're dead. Yeah, looking at it, I don't think there's a way. The best I can do... 5. I can do 7. I can do 8 if you include Retaliate. I can do 8 out of the 10 required. We got so close, but it's not enough. So if I spend my entire hand, I get Rock Slide out. And he does have good attack. He hits for 3, for 2 consequential. So he hits for 3, there's another 2. He goes away from the result of this. So that's 5 damage. I hit for another 2, that's 7 damage, but not good enough. And, oh yeah, he was one of the captives, but I guess that's fine. He would go into the deck if the game was going to continue, but it's not going to, sadly. So, yeah, as I say, that was 7 of his 10, leaving him on 3. And then during his turn, I can make Rock Slide take the hit, so he'll go down, get captured, but do Retaliate 1. And that means he would be down to 2 health remaining, and then these 2 would hit Colossus, and he loses, unfortunately. So, yeah, there's no way I can avoid that. We actually came a lot closer to winning than I expected, but this is the end. So Sentinel attacks, Rock Slide's blocking. He's attacking for 5, so it does take him out, he gets captured, but Retaliate 1 kicks in, puts him down to 2 health, and then I only have 2 health, and this Sentinel's now currently hitting for 4, so even if I blocked, I'd only block 2 of it, and still go down. So we do lose, but only just barely. We actually came super close to winning. So we are just going to carry on to scenario 3 next time, because we do just play on here, win or lose. And after Project Wideawake, we see that the Sentinel production goes into full scheme with Master Mold there. And I think Master Mold is specifically the enemy next. Yeah, Master Mold is the enemy, and the X-Men trying to shut down the production of Sentinels once and for all. So that'll be what we're trying to handle next time. And then after that, I think it's Brotherhood and then Magneto. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you hopefully for the next one. Ta-ta for now.